This is the Maserati Grecale Trofeo, and this is the Mercedes GLC63S e-Performance. And today, we're going to compare these two. Let's roll! Okay, here's the deal. I had the option to stay at home, watch some movie, or spend some time with the family, or be out here and drive these lovely SUVs. Special thanks for this video goes to our great friends at Maserati of Toronto. They're a Maserati and Alfa Romeo dealership located in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Guess what? They just opened up a new location. Let me tell you, it's like a museum. Inside, you can have a nice espresso, sit down, enjoy the beautiful view that it offers on the inside. They've done an amazing job on the outside as well. It literally looks like a museum, and the colors are just fantastic. I was just there picking up the vehicle, super impressed. If you want to check out the store in person, don't forget the link will be in the description below so you can find out where it is located. And this is a used unit, so if you are interested in a Grecale, guess what? You can check this out in person, take it for a spin. The goal today is to find out which one is the best out of these two, which one offers the most performance for the buck, and what's even more important, which one doesn't look like you're having a midlife crisis. Let's talk about design. How do these two compare? First, the Maserati Grecale. Now, this one is the type of vehicle that when you look at it, it looks very expensive. In fact, it feels like that Trident logo in the front is worth about $10,000. It's kind of telling you I'm expensive, so please don't touch me. The Mercedes, on the other hand, screams like I'm fast, except the fact that I have a 4-cylinder under the hood, but I'm still really fast. And it looks like it went to the gym. It's beefed up. It's got a massive grille in the front. These wheels are actually quite nice. It's got a wider stance compared to the Maserati Grecale, which is a bit more refined on the outside. This one is trying to compensate for the fact that it has a 4-cylinder under the hood, but it's still pretty damn fast. Moving on to the back, the Grecale, it's got a sleek design, very luxurious feel, including carbon bits. We have this massive diffuser, fully carbon, and it's shouting at you. I don't have fake exhaust. These are real because now it has become very normal for most companies to offer fake exhaust tips. This one, they're real and they sound incredible. I love the silhouette, the design, the Maserati badge, the Trident on the side as well. Just the perfect blend of luxury and performance in one place. Moving on to the back of the Mercedes. Now this one, it's quite interesting because there's a few things that annoy me here. I'm hoping that you guys would figure that out before I mention it. But let's talk about some of the things that this offers. You got a quad exhaust system to tell you that it's not a GLC43, and that's their way of trying to differ between the two cars. One is this GLC43 AMG with round tips. This one has got a sort of like square design, which was typical to the AMG vehicles. But in this case, this is a 4-cylinder, so it's kind of awkward, and it's compensating for the fact that it has a small engine. A bit of an overkill. At the top, we've got the spoiler, which is a nice touch to give it that aggressive look. I love the taillights. The whole design looks nice, except this here, which is the GLC63S badge. And what bothers me with this is the fact that it is completely misaligned. Now, why do I say that? This is nice, lovely. And then you've got the S badge, which pushes this part further up. And that's okay because the way this thing is designed is like a wave. But if you look carefully, this doesn't even match with this. It's all the way to the bottom. Why not just make it straight? This bothers me. Like, it's completely misaligned. Not sure why Mercedes missed that. Now, I'm assuming some of these owners are going to use these for day-to-day, like going to the grocery, maybe to the cottage, and they want to know how much space they offer. Well, let's start first with the Grecale, which offers about 20 cubic feet of space, which is enough for a couple of duffel bags and maybe some groceries and all that. But it's still large enough that if you're taking a trip somewhere, you can put a lot of stuff behind the second row. Having said that, you can fold the second row seats, which extends completely the space. To give you a perspective how much space you get in the Maserati, this Mercedes offers about 22 cubic feet of space. Now, we've got these cases, the large case and the small one. That means that you get about, let's just call it a gym bag extra space in the Mercedes compared to the Maserati. So they're not extremely different, just slightly better. And I'm shocked because this actually has a battery underneath here. So how they managed to get that is probably shaved a lot of parts on the sides to make the extra space, but they're roughly about the same. Let's jump into the second row of the Mercedes. Now, the seat in the front is positioned as if I was the driver, so that gives you a perspective. I'm actually pretty pissed at Mercedes for this. How is it possible there's no tech feature in the back? There's not even heated seats in here. This car is $100,000 plus. Who did this? Who designed this? Like, let's just save something here and there. These guys remind me of Tim Hortons, that they got rid of the sleeves that they offered for the cups. What is the matter with people? Like, this is so much money. I'm not even gonna talk about that. This is pissing me off. Okay, into the Maserati. Now these guys, they said, we're gonna charge you and you're gonna pay through the nose. But guess what? You're also gonna get some tech features in there, which is nice, right? You've got heated seats here. There's a climate unit, small one, USB-C port, USB as well. Tons of space, beautiful leather, the Trident badge on the headrest, the little touches, the yellow stitching, just absolutely brilliant. They really made sure you felt as comfortable in here as you do in the front. Love this. Spacious, comfortable. Okay, let's hope that the front row has enough tech features. And I think they did offer quite a lot in here. In fact, they made sure that you got a lot of features and screens in here, like the centerpiece over here. The cluster is all digital. The interior of this thing is like a nightclub. There's like so many things, and it feels like it's a Mercedes S-Class and an SUV like mashed together into one, like the little things. But you do get carbon fiber inside, which is nice, but it's only over here. They forgot about the door panels. Like, really, Mercedes? Come on. It's a $100,000 plus car. I would love to see more carbon fiber in this one, and probably with some sort of package that they've included with another package on top of a package, and then a plus trim package, and then on top of that package, and then you're out at like 160 grand Canadian for this one. Like, come on. Ugh, like little things like that. I love this though. The steering wheel is quite nice. Let me show you some of the cool things that I love about this car. Because it is hybrid, it starts straight into the electric mode, which again, that's fine, I understand that. But some people might not like that. They want to hear the cold start of the engine. And what you can do is you press the accessory mode, put it into Sport Plus, and it goes into accessory, like into full Sport Plus mode, and you can hear the 4-cylinder if that's what you want. Now, first thing I love about this car is the steering wheel, which is quite nice. It's nice and grippy, and I've always been a fan of these two little switches in here. You can customize them to whatever you want. Like, for example, this one, you can do suspension, drive, dynamics. You can do the same thing over here, and then you can activate and change the settings for each one. So it's like a menu, then a sub menu on top of it. That's for the sound, and there you go. That's for your engine specs that shows in the screen, like all that stuff. And then on this side over here, you can go into Sport Plus. It also has race modes, which is for drag racing. And then you can also do electric in this case, fully hybrid. And then it drives with electric motor, which is great to see that in this vehicle. The paddle shifters are nice in the back, nice touch. You've got this glossy finish, which you really have to work hard to keep clean. I like this entire setup. This is one of my favorite things about this car. Now, this is an entire full tablet mode. You've got built-in apps, a lot of information. Now, because it is the GLC63, you get a lot of performance package. Like, for example, you've got off-road if you ever plan to take this off-road. I don't know who's going to do that, but Someone will eventually decide to do that, and you've got all these options like the tilt and the rest of it. I don't believe anybody's going to do that. But then you've got the performance pages, which is quite interesting. You've got the energy flow, nice touch. You've got the drive, which shares where the torque is going, so on. You've got vehicle suspension setup. This is a nice layout, I gotta admit. It kind of looks like a game in many ways. And you've got the engine here, which shows the torque, the power delivery and so on, the PSI for the turbos. And you've got your IWC, which is sort of like a built-in watch. Now, if you know this, if you know Mercedes, you know that they work together in Formula One as well. And you can do like a start and stop, so it keeps track around if you're gonna take this around a track, it will do that. There's also, in this case, a track pace. So if you go around the track, this will detect where you are, or you can also search it. It's got drag race modes so that you can do 0 to 60 times. Telemetry shows you like acceleration, brake pedal. So there's a lot of settings if you want to go around the track in terms of performance. You also get like the standard features like 360 camera, self-parking mode, and built-in navigation system. You've got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. All the good things that you will find are in here. Also, browser, built-in browser. This is a nice layout, easy to use, not slow at all. It's actually quite fast, and I'm kind of enjoying the fact that Mercedes offers this. Now, having said that, if you don't want to touch it with your hands, you can use the buttons on the actual steering wheel to control it. That way you don't leave any fingerprints and you don't have to clean it all the time. Into the Maserati Grecale. Now, it's a typical Italian lounge. You've got the Italian luxury. There's carbon fiber on the actual door panel. There's carbon fiber around here. This is dry carbon fiber, I believe, which is even better because it's easier to keep cleaner. It's not glossy carbon fiber. Absolutely love what they've done with the interior of this car. Really premium, and compared to the Mercedes, you don't hear much of that creaking and cracking in here. Built solid, and I love that. Everything is where it should be. It's a different experience than the Mercedes, and I find this to be a bit nicer overall. To start the engine, you've got a button right on the steering wheel over here. You press that, and we have the car on. It's easy. It's right in there, kind of like the Alfa Romeo. I love that. It's a nice touch. It also has the little knobs here for your driving mode, so you can switch different driving mode. You've got your off-roads, you've got Corsa, which is for track, essentially, sport, GT, Grand Touring, which is mostly for day-to-day driving, a bit of highway, and it does that. You've got a digital cluster, there's a heads-up display. The Mercedes, I don't believe it has with that package, and you've got a screen in the center. In fact, you've got two screens in here. Now, I like everything about this, including this beautiful watch in here that is digital, and you can actually customize that. You can customize that with compass, pedal, this is for your power, brake, G meter. There's a lot of settings, so consider that like another screen. And you can also change the way it looks for the clock. You've got classic, sport, and design. It's pretty cool. I like that. I like that they've kept it because it was in the other models, but it was analog. Now this is digital. Now the entire design here looks like a book or a sandwich, like you fold it like that. It's kind of like a butterfly style. At the bottom, you have all the controls for the climate unit, seats. This one offers different adjustments for the seats. There's also massage seats for your bolsters and so on. You've got the clock in here. There's so much that you can play around. You can also control the height of the vehicle, something you can do with a Mercedes because this one is equipped with air ride. And then you've got the driving part over here. So this is sort of like your gear shifter right in there, but it's a piano style. This part, not the biggest fan, and I've said this before. I wish it was just the standard one. It takes some time to get used to it, and it's not as quick, but you get used to it with time. And then the climate unit is right in the center. You can control the front and the back side from here, which is something you don't get with the Mercedes. There's ambient light, which the Mercedes has. And then at the top, similar to the Mercedes, this one also has performance pages, and you can control a lot of things. You've got your technical gauges, consumption, torque management. There's drag race if you want to keep track of that. There's the off-road, which is something the Mercedes offers. You've got the accessory gauges as well. So there's a lot of things that you can control from here. There's also built-in navigation system, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. The built-in nav, not the best out of the two, but then again, most people will just connect their phone and use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which this one comes with. There's also a 360 camera, similar to the Mercedes. Not the sharpest out of the two. I find the Mercedes to be sharper overall, but this one does the job. Maserati Grecale, under the hood, uses a 3-liter twin turbocharged engine. This one derived from the Maserati MC20, one of my favorite supercars out there. And it makes 523 brake horsepower and 457 pound-feet of torque. It uses an 8-speed automatic transmission, specifically the ZF. Top speed, 177 miles per hour. This bad boy redlines at about 6,500 RPM, and it sounds incredible. Here's something that most people don't know about this engine. It actually has a bit of Formula One technology in it. It has to do with the pre-chamber combustion system. It has twin-scroll turbocharged engine, high revving machine. You let this thing pass 6,500 RPM, and that's where the exhaust screams. And you put your foot down and around the corner. Here we go. The ZF in this vehicle is superb. It's got smooth throttle response, strong mid-range surge, and it has an immediate turbo kick. Barely any lag from the turbos. Even a third gear at low speed is impressive. I love this car. Absolutely love it. These paddle shifters in here are superb. So let's talk about the transmission. It's quite interesting in this because it shares essentially very similar transmission to BMW vehicles, Volkswagen vehicles, Audi vehicles, they use it, or let's just say Porsche Cayenne uses ZF transmission too. The good news is that this is a traditional torque converter automatic transmission. It's got smooth, refined, and quick. Suspension system. Well, the Trofeo, it is equipped with air ride, but not just that, it's adaptive air suspension system. And what it does is that based on the driving mode, it will adjust the stiffness. So for example, right now in Corsa mode, or as we all know, sport mode, this has a firm ride, and then when you go into comfort mode, it changes completely. It also changes the height of the vehicle for better aerodynamics. The cabin, it's pretty quiet. Even at highway speeds that I've been driving this thing, it's very quiet inside. It's got really nice seats. These seats, whether you're going around the track like me today or just day to day, they're super comfortable. They hug you, and they're just amazing to have on a highway, because that's what you need when you go on to a trip. You don't want something that is stiff. You want that cushion to be as soft as possible, but yet keep you tight. Some cars do that really bad, where they just kind of like snug you in, but really hard. This one, it's forgiving. I love this car. That sound. The Mercedes, it's interesting because under the hood, this thing uses a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. But what makes this interesting is the fact that with that 4-cylinder and the electric motor, this thing combined, it makes 671 brake horsepower. Now, mind you, 470 of that, that's just from the 4-cylinder. That's mental. No wonder why Mercedes absolutely killed everyone during the hybrid era in Formula One, because they were so good at building a hybrid engine. And this is proof of that, because a lot of the technology in here comes from Formula One. It's insane. Torque, that's even more insane. 752 pound-feet of torque. This is mental that they can do that with a 4-cylinder. And this thing is so planted to the ground that it's insane. And it doesn't want to break loose. It's just glued to the asphalt. The battery that this thing is equipped with, which also adds a lot of weight, this is over 5,000 pounds, close to 6,000 almost, and it uses a 6.1 kilowatts an hour battery, essentially with the electric motor. It does use regenerative braking, which means that every time you go fast and you brake, that energy is converted into, well, power to charge the battery. In fact, I can go around this track 3 times fast and the battery will be fully charged by the end of it, which is insane. And now you got yourself a plug-in hybrid, because this is the GLC63 SE Performance, which means you also get green plates, transmission. Now, this vehicle is equipped with a 9-speed MTC automatic transmission. Let's talk about the transmission, because that's also quite impressive. It uses the AMG Speed Shift MCT 9-speed. Shifts in this car compared to the Grecale are faster. You can feel how much quicker you are. Like, for example, 3rd gear, there's no gap. How does it do that? While the Grecale uses traditional torque vectoring, this one, it's not a dual clutch. It's a multi-clutch transmission. Very fast, very aggressive. Downshifts, there's barely any gap. You can feel the difference between the ZF and this. So you put your foot down, all it takes, one quick tap on the paddle shifter here, and that's it, bang. Now, having said that, here's what I feel about the Mercedes. It feels very unnatural. The exhaust in the back, for example, is louder inside than it is outside. The Grecale has a good seat. It's a good package because it's comfortable, but yet great around the corners. And not many seats can do that. This, if you jumped in the AMG one, they're rough. They will hug you in. You got to be really small. Someone my height, I don't find them as comfortable. If you are someone shorter than I and maybe skinnier than I, you might fit in perfectly. For me, the Grecale seats are better than these.
The next question is, which one is the fastest out of these two? Well, that's what we're going to find out next. A drag race and a roll race. Let's roll.
If you're looking for your next car, guess what? It's called Car Snap. It's the easiest way to find your next vehicle. It's AI technology. All you have to do is take a picture of any vehicle you like. It'll tell you exactly what vehicle it is, the specs, and most importantly, all the listings around your area, plus YouTube reviews. So if you're searching for a vehicle, you're going to have all that information in one app. So download it. It's for free. This thing is just, come on, Maserati, come on!
AMG power, baby! The Maserati's coming up?
Oh yeah, we got it. Come on, neck and neck, almost neck and neck.
Yep, but I won. But the Maserati's fast.
Wow, that was very close.
Ready? Are you ready?
I'm good to go, man. Okay, when I say 3, 2, 1, go. On go, we roll all the way to the cones. 3, 2, 1, go.
Bye-bye. Damn, this car is amazing.
Come on, Maserati. See, Mercedes got like faster shifts compared to me. It's just, he can drop the gears way quicker than this, but that wasn't like far. That was very, very close. So, which one do I like out of these two? Well, the Mercedes offers great fuel efficiency. You got a green plates. It offers some of that electric charge that you can use fully, and it's pretty quick. But it's got a firmer ride. It's very mechanical. It doesn't feel natural as a vehicle. It doesn't sound as great on the outside. On the inside, it sounds great because of the speakers. But it is the least expensive out of these two. And whether you live in the US or Canada, the difference will be about $20,000. That is because this is not fully spec'd out with crazy carbon seats or the AMG seats. This is still not at the highest level in terms of tech features. But it's still an amazing machine. And what they're able to achieve with this engine under the hood, that's impressive. But having said that, that four-cylinder with that much horsepower, in terms of reliability in the long run, not quite sure about that. And especially because you've got an electric motor and an ICE engine. If one fails, you're kind of screwed. The Maserati on this side, I love how this thing drives. And I'm a big fan of the yellow calipers and the blue, unlike the Mercedes, which is red and blue. But the way this thing looks, the way it drives, it feels very natural and it feels very Italian in many ways. The sound is really natural. It's pumped a little bit through the speakers, but generally speaking, it's a bit more natural. And I love how it drives for day to day, the comfort level that it offers, and just the way this thing looks. I love this thing.